Selamat malam Tuan Boni. Okey, Cikgu Rashid, seperti biasa pair EA, permintaan pair EA daripada Tuan Boni.
Okay, kita tengok pair EA. I think kalau Bonnie ada apa trade EA as per kita punya at least outlook, maybe boleh share whether it was okay or not, sebab saya jarang trade pair EA ni. Sekejap saya ambil yang ni. Saya punya trend line dah hilang di punya tu. Boleh nampak skrin saya?
Boleh.
Okay. So boleh nampak EA?
Yes.
Boleh ya? Okay, this on the daily time frame. I think as I keep saying, I think last week I also mentioned it. We are kind of expecting for time being, because both these two currencies are either equally strong ataupun equally weak. Okay, so that's why I'm expecting this kind of symmetrical triangle ataupun kind of a pennant kind of ni. Okay, to move around between this. So the opportunity is always sell at top and buy at bottom. Okay, so of course I think we have been discussing this pair on a sideways range. Okay, something on this rectangle level. Okay, so they had a drop and then they naik atas. Okay, of course this minor a bit of a, you guys call it macam fake out sedikit dalam time frame kecil ke apa ke. Okay, let's be it. But then as I mentioned, this on the bigger time frame, still on the ranging kind of thing. But of course, if you go on a smaller time frame, you're probably looking at it almost how many pips. We are talking about 155 until about 162, almost 600, 700 pips punya range bound. Okay, so this siapa yang suka trade, actually EA, GA, EN, GN ni satu pair atau pair-pair yang sebenarnya siapa yang suka ambil pips yang banyak, you guys should go for this pairs. Okay, because you guys kalau dapat bottom, you can actually can go easily 500 to 700 pips dari atas sama juga, ataupun kalau tunggu sampai 500-700 pips pun easily can get 200 to 300 pips, because you guys can see the move. This cross pair actually can give you lots of pips. Okay, so I think this we also talked about it. We were expecting siapa tu Aussie to be a bit strong. So, and also from technical side also, you guys can see there's a higher probability that it will come down to test the support before it range bound. Okay, so bila di atas sini, I think 158 and 159 looks like a bit of a support. Okay, again there's nothing too much I can say at this point ataupun that I can share, because as I mentioned it, not so strong news ataupun any fundamental news that actually can give either side to break out strongly. Okay, both are right now, as I mentioned, it's going to be US dollar play very soon. So I think market is not going to move any of these two currencies for the time being. But there will be a short move like macam ni turun naik atas. That's but not like a big breakout. Okay, so with that, I'm expecting maybe a bit of a sideways, probably even come down, breakout, probably let's say 158. Okay, slightly, and then try to move up, maybe make another lower high kat sini, and then come down, probably make a new lower low kat sini, and then goes up, then lower high, and then come down, lower low, then probably goes up to break out this to continue kat sini. This is what I'm expecting on EA for long term. Okay, but whether you want to sell here ataupun buy kat sini, I won't recommend unless you're scalping. The best probably you sell daripada sini ataupun buy daripada sini. Sell daripada sini, buy daripada sini. If you can't reach somewhere on the trend line levels, okay, ataupun dekat key this kind of resistance ataupun support level, that's where I will recommend. Macam kalau you nampak kat sini, I think this is where kalau macam ni, kalau you go on a purely resistance support and resistance, then you probably kena sell kat sini sebab people will be selling kat sini tapi dia break out then baru turun. So that's why sometimes you need to have a mixture of SNR, trend line, then FIBO levels, and of course price action. Okay, so sometimes we need to mix all these things. Of course, if you trade using indicators, stochastic, MACD, etc., by all means, go ahead. But then those you probably have to use it at the lower time frame to get a more accurate entries ataupun zone. Because if you use at a higher time frame like daily or 4 hourly, you won't get any signal to make any entry, whether buy or sell. Okay, but on a bigger picture, I would say I would recommend buy at the somewhere dekat sini, sell ke atas ni, ataupun you keep on buy sell for some time like this. Because duduk kat tengah-tengah ni very difficult to predict. Macam ni kalau saya kata buy sampai ke sini, what might happen is you buy kat sini, lepas tu dia turun. Buat low baru naik ke atas. So it's a bit risky. That's why I'm saying low risk entries are looking very nicely on this trend line ataupun support and resistance. So you can draw your own support resistance, okay, and then try to entry from there. Okay, Bun?
Okey, baik. Terima kasih Cikgu Rashid. So itu analisa untuk pair Euro AUD. So seperti yang Cikgu Rashid cakap, agak risky untuk entry, then so tak semestinya kita perlu sentiasa entry lah.
Yeah.
So bila
Actually,
betul-betul ada peluang yang baik ataupun risk ratio yang sangat baik, baru anda entry untuk maksimumkan profit anda.
Ya, sebab kalau kita tengok tadi EA, especially EA, okay, dia punya tempat kita entry tu macam duduk kat tengah-tengah ni. Unless you still can make profit, unless you are a good scalper.
Yes.
Actually, that cross price, that's why I mentioned it. People scalping, okay, ataupun even swing also they can go. But scalping, actually, you can get even 20-30 pips easily on this EA, GA, EN, GN ni. Okay, but the only thing is, a bit very risky. Kalau you scalp buy macam tadi tempat yang saya beritahu tu, dia boleh drop. And dia punya drop tu can go 50, 100 or 200 pips. So kalau you punya margin boleh tahan, you can scalp ataupun you boleh hold merah lah. Okay. So tempat tak berapa cantik, tapi macam pair tadi macam EuroChef ataupun even to certain extent GJ ataupun even sekarang ni gold pun nampak at least ada peluang untuk kita entry sebab dia punya jarak tu agak nampak cantik sedikit. Of course ada risiko, tapi still you can limit your risk by putting a stop loss. Janganlah stop loss dekat 1865, letaklah dekat 1860 atau 1861, ataupun kalau you buy, tunggulah dekat 1840, 1845. Ataupun kalau you nampak hari Senin dia gap up terus ke atas, dia terus pergi ke 1900, then you cuba sell daripada, because 1900 is a confirm is a big round number, tapi cuma you kena ada dekat 10-12 dolar sebab 1900 to 1912 is a kind of orang kata stop loss hunting. Okay, so kalau you sell dekat 1900, just make sure, kalau tanya saya akan recommend letak stop loss dekat 1813 lah, 1913 ataupun 1914. Sebab kalau you tengok dekat level-level siapa yang pernah trade during that, because I trade gold almost every day. So those levels saya pernah trade sebelum ni last year. So that's why I can exactly remember at which level saya kena stop loss ataupun at which level saya pernah MC ataupun stop out. So saya pun pernah sell dekat 1900, tapi dia naik sampai 1930 baru turun. So that's why whenever you trade, that's why apa yang biasa join contest apa semua tu, bila kita full margin atau kita risiko, bila you MC you akan remember those levels by heart in your heart. So you can quickly remember at which level actually you cuba full margin tapi dia terlepas, tapi lepas tu dia ikut direction you. Jadi that's why I can recall at which level. Sebab tu yang ni level ni saya remember sebab last FMC last year I exactly did the same thing. I was selling it and I was making profit quite a lot. Tapi bila sampai dekat 1840 I started to scalp, tapi unfortunately FMC punya impact lagi besar daripada apa yang saya expected. So daripada profit it turns to negative, then hence MC lah.
Okay. Okay, baik. Terima kasih Cikgu Rashid. So dan tanya juga kepada Tuan Boni dan juga mana-mana trader yang follow mapping Cikgu Rashid. Cikgu Rashid, dia Tuan Boni cakap dia profit
Itulah.
this
So,
week
saya,
for
masa
EA.
bila saya tengok EA kan, sebab once in a while I look into cross pairs for me to determine where the other currency pairs will move in. So that's why sometimes kita tak boleh trade. Contoh lah, walaupun saya suka trade gold ataupun GJ, saya pun akan tengok macam AU, and then sometimes saya pun akan tengok this cross pair for me to give some kind of an indication on how the other currency will go in. So that's why I need to I also need to look into almost every pair. But although I don't trade regularly those pairs, okay, but once in a while I trade. So that's why bila saya nampak EA bila dia turun exactly macam kita analisa last week, I remember I was doing that, and then I think midweek I was looking at the Euro AUD as well for just to get some kind of a confirmation on something I was doing it. Then I was looking at it, EA was dropping, so I know okay, if kalau Boni betul-betul ikut, then you could have made some profit.
Okay, baik. Terima kasih Cikgu Rashid. And Tuan Fizi cakap thanks for the deep information.